This is so cool. At the time that I'm recording this, I'm actually in my very first Focusmate co-working session. And if you haven't heard of Focusmate, it's a really cool platform where you can basically sign up for co-working with people at any time all over the world. They have a free plan and they have a paid plan, which currently, at the time I'm recording this, I think it's $10 a month for unlimited co-working sessions, which is amazing because obviously time zones don't always work. And when you know that you're just kind of rolling around in white space, but you actually do want to focus and get something done, then there's nothing like being able to literally 15 minutes ago, I signed up for my session, went and got dressed and came back, and now I'm already co-working with someone. And she's studying for her medical board exam, which is so cool because it's just inspiring to see and hear people who are doing all kinds of interesting things all over the world. And so if you haven't ever tried digital co-working, I've talked about it before, but I don't think I've recorded an actual message on it. But I just want to speak to the power of why it works. And Focusmate, this sounds like a commercial for them, but it's not. I'm not an affiliate. I don't know that they even have an affiliate program, although if they do, I absolutely want to be part of it. But they have a really cool page, focusmate.com/science. And one of the things I'm going to be working on in this session, besides recording podcast episodes like I'm doing right now, is creating an email to send out just to highlight the benefits of virtual co-working. So for people like us who work from home, often alone, or at least with pets and kids and partners running around perhaps, the power of actually committing to and bubble wrapping that time. So I want to read a few of those to you just so you can see, oh, this is why it's so powerful. This is why I feel so sparky when I decide, yeah, I'm going to show up at this time and I'm going to work on this particular thing. So on this focusmate.com/science page, I took notes over here to share. There are behavioral triggers such as pre-commitment, which is basically the bubble wrapping of your time in advance and making a specific concrete commitment. It gives you more time to prep because you're thinking about what it is that you're working on, and it actually boosts your ambition because you're like, yeah, I'm going to do that thing. Implementation intentions increase efficacy because you're committing, like for people who are registering, for example, for this Palm Queen co-working series that I'm hosting for the month of April of 2023. I am hosting free co-working sessions, priceless, if you will, for the next 4 Thursdays in real time as I'm recording this. Like I said, it's April 2023. It's the 10-year anniversary of my business, and I'm working on my book. And I thought it'd be fun to invite members of my community as a kind of re-engagement party just to get to see you and see your face. So again, if you're listening to this in real time, would love to have you join us. You can go to NikkiElledgeBrown.com/palm to register, or if you're listening to this anytime in the future, go to Focusmate.com, sign up and do some digital co-working or grab a friend, but there's so many options. Okay, so anyway, my point is, when people are registering for these Zoom calls or for a Focusmate session, you are making these micro commitments. It's like, yes, I'm putting a ring on it. I am intending to create something in this time. I'm going to actually get some work done in this time. And every time that you're doing that, you are reinforcing those intentions. And then there's good old peer pressure, social pressure, which can improve our performance. There's a link. They have a bunch of studies linked on this page, and it says 16 to 32%. But it's the presence of others, setting your intentions in the chat and telling each other what you're working on. And then also in Focusmate, you can rate your partners, and you want to preserve your reputation as a great coworker, so you want to actually show up and do the work so that you're inspiring your partner that you're working with. There's accountability, because if you don't show up on time, then again, that affects your rating. Think Lyft and Uber and all that. And then the specificity and task definition is another behavioral trigger, because whenever you can choose something that is specific but also inspires you because you know it's going to feel good to have done it, then that's going to boost your creation power. Okay, and then let's talk about brain chemistry, because I think with social media and with scrolling and working from home, it's like there can be tumbleweeds or it can be a super highway depending on whatever we're doing and however we're focusing and however we're choosing to fill the time that we do have available to us to work. And so when you understand more about our brain chemistry and the chemicals actually that are firing or that we're actually seeking to fill a need whenever we check our email or scroll over to Real Sus, as I call it, on Instagram, in my DMs, there's always friends, sisters, clients sending me funny reels and things. Whenever we're going over to that, instead of focusing on what we actually would probably mean more to us, then it's probably just because we're seeking a hit of some kind in our brain chemistry. So we've got dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, endorphins. With dopamine, that's what gives us a sense of enthusiasm and perseverance, and it drops our procrastination and self-doubt. So by actually breaking something into small steps, scheduling, logging in, finishing a session, each one of these micro baby nano steps in the micro hustle gives us that bit of dopamine. So work with that. Know that that's actually something that you want to create. Likewise, serotonin is activated. It helps us feel special and important with human connection, and we're being part of something bigger than ourselves. We're celebrating accomplishments and acknowledgement. Having that feedback loop in a co-working session is so powerful. Oxytocin creates intimacy, trust. We feel safe and connected. That happens whenever we're greeting each other, when we're checking in with each other, when we're feeling more connected with humans rather than working alone in isolation all day. And it is different. I'm actively seeing someone who's working on her dream right now as I'm speaking into my phone, and it is very inspiring. And it's different than logging in and watching someone's Instagram stories or just tapping like. Okay, endorphins. I didn't take really great notes on that one, but our endorphins, when those are released, we're alleviating pain, stress, anxiety, depression. And again, all of those can be huge when we're working at home in isolation. And again, it may not even be isolation. I have my son upstairs in the game room right now, but it's the mental aspect of whenever we're working on something, even human contact or adult contact, if you're only humans right now, or young children. Okay. The last note here is on adrenaline, and a quote again from focusmate.com/science. It says, people who procrastinate rely heavily on adrenaline to be productive. Research by Teresa Amabile at Harvard, Amabile, Amabile at Harvard, shows that people in this adrenaline-induced state are not as productive as they think they are. This research showed that when people are intensely busy, they feel good, but overestimate the quality of their work and rarely have creative breakthroughs. The best way to get important work done is with low to medium pressure and accountability from just one or two people. Okay, so for those of us who like to put the pro and procrastinate and then tell ourselves, I really actually just thrive under pressure. I do best under pressure. We are telling ourselves that to make ourselves feel better, and you're a grown-up and you do whatever it is that you want to do. But be honest, is it really serving you? Or is it actually unsustainable, freaking you out a little bit, and likely going to lead to burnout? It has led to burnout, I will say, in my experience, for sure. I'm actually, now that I'm in this season, I have lots of memories popping up because I launched my business originally this time of year, but I also launched a course about copy 9 years ago around this time of year. So I have a lot of memories that are popping up from seasons past where I just pushed so hard because I was so inspired by what I was doing, and I was getting so much, all the dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin and endorphins, because I was so hyper connected with my social world and with my work that it was like addicting in its own way. It was fueling me, and then burn myself out on it. And so I would just challenge you, if you do tend to think that you're putting the pro and procrastinate and you're just rushing and everything has to be right there at the buzzer, to reconsider, is that really truly your best work? Because how's it affecting your health, short term and long term? And then also this science here about creative breakthroughs. It's like you can actually create that in a sustainable way by actually booking time and space like this, like my Pom Queen co-working sessions or whatever I may be offering at the time that you listen to this, to be co-working in community. I like to think of it as a mutual inspiration society and creator studio, or something like Focusmate, or something where you just have a regular check-in with your buddy. Like if you had a neighbor that you go on a walk with every morning after drop off or something like that. Whatever it is for you, just think about how you can leverage, especially, like I said, these behavioral triggers, pre-commitment, implementation intentions, social pressure, accountability, specificity in the task definition, which I talk about more in the Nap Time Empires book, on profitable priorities. And then the brain chemistry. I just think that's so powerful, of hacking our own brain chemistry to figure out how can I create opportunities for my brain to experience dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins, not just driving on adrenaline and caffeine. Let's give our adrenals some TLC and not put all that pressure on the last minute. I love coworking. The first time I offered digital coworking as a service was the mini mester in 2017. It was like one thing I knew for sure that I could offer in my summer of move from Hawaii to Texas. And it was so fun. I think we had themes. It was just 4 co-working sessions throughout the month of July of 2017. And I'm pretty sure we had dress up themes or some kind of theme just to make it even more fun. I love it. I highly recommend it. Like I said, if you're listening to this, check out whatever links I have in the show notes to see whatever I'm currently offering, if it's part of something that I'm currently offering. And even if not, rally your friends, your clients, even your family, because you don't have to be working on anything that's similar. Like I said, the person I'm co-working with right now is working on studying for her medical board. That's so cool. It could be anything, but something that's meaningful to you. Camera on, leverage that social connection and a little bit of social pressure to be a big girl, big person, a grown up, and decide and commit to what actually matters to you. Bubble wrap the time and prioritize it. Like I said, if you're listening to this in real time in April of 2023, join us for one or all of these sessions. They're going to be Thursdays at 11 a.m. Central. I'll put the link in the comments, and see what you can do, see what you can create, see how you feel, and see if you like it. See if you enjoy digital co-working and leveraging that power of what they call body doubling. All right. I hope to see you in the Zoom room soon. And if not, at the perfect time, whenever that may be. All right. Talk to you soon. Okay, technically that was the end of the episode, but since you're still here, 1, I'd love to thank you for spending part of your day with me, and 2, I'd love to ask you if you would take 30 seconds, maybe 60, to leave a rating and review in your podcast app before you tap out today. If you've already done that, it's amazing. Please send me a screenshot so I can thank you personally, and know that sharing this episode with a friend has the same magical powers, and I deeply appreciate both. Also, in case you're listening to the end to see if I ever actually introduce myself, hi! My name is Nikki Elledge Brown. I'm the host and author of Naptime Empires and this here On Her Terms podcast. You can find me around the internet at Nikki Elledge Brown in most places, but what you may appreciate most is actually over at onherterms.com. It's what I call the insider library. It's where you can get inside scoop, first listen rights, email updates every time there's a new episode, and then special insider only bonus content. It's all over in our private feed. Okay, that's a wrap for real. I'll meet you in the next episode.